Hi, my name's Imani. I did my presentation on how humor is signaled through language in digitally mediated comedy. And one thing I saw is that today young people aren't really watching entire comedy skits online anymore. It's more of taking short snips and clips from different performances and sharing them on different social media sites. Some of the ones that I found were TikTok and Twitter and Instagram. Those are like the main ones where I found those videos to be on. And they're not just direct cuts all the time. Sometimes they're reinterpretations or people edit videos, adding text and filters and things like that to make them their own if they repost them, which I thought was really cool and worth looking into. And here are some examples of that, of people taking just snapshots of videos, adding text, and it becoming its own symbol of a larger maybe emotion or social theme that's happening. So I thought it was really interesting that some of the memes that are really popular don't even require text on them. It's just a picture, and those in themselves carry their own new meaning as they are passed around and as people use them in new ways. So I thought that was a really interesting way which language kind of plays into all of these images that you are seeing getting tossed around the internet. And the person I interviewed was a close friend, and we did it over Zoom. And she uses TikTok as the main mode of sharing like comedic content with her friends, and as a way to kind of stay connected with people and share a laugh over the internet. One thing that she thought was important is knowing the sense of humor of the person receiving the TikTok from her. Because if you don't know their sense of humor, there's often a frame mismatch that happens where if you think something funny and they don't, then that's kind of awkward, or they don't quite get it. Because a lot of the TikTok videos are very niche humor, and they can get very specific, or they can get very specific. So you have to make sure that you know the other person before you send something their way. And one thing we both noticed was TikTok was very accessible. Anyone can make an account and very quickly see a lot of content because the videos are so small. And it seems as though anyone can become TikTok famous because the videos are so easy to make and post and reshare. So it really feels accessible to a lot of people, which is really great. One thing that we brought up was the racism that occurs like within the app. Specifically, I thought of the Hall lip service piece where you saw the female phone sex workers utilizing flagged language for their own economic gain. And I think in the same way, African American vernacular English is used by native speakers and by non-native speakers as a way to signal comedy. And I wanted to look deeper into why that is, and like if that is actually true, and how prevalent that is in as far as like the TikTok realm of videos. Because AAVE is can be seen as a source of like empowerment for the Black community, and can be a way that you show membership in that community. So with digitally mediated use of AAVE, there come anxieties about deception, aka blackfishing, that we've seen, because you can never really know really where the boundaries of that public are. And as bits and pieces of language are adapted from all over the internet, it's really hard to trace the origins of it. And so you end up with this kind of new humor lingo that kind of gets thrown around. It's really hard to pin down. And that lingo in itself can cause its own linguistic paranoia because no one really knows the rules of what is funny and what is not, and where these words are coming from, where these phrases get tossed around. So that can lead to its own paranoia because you really don't know necessarily what things mean. And some examples I had were boombaclat. Does anyone know what that means? I'm not sure. So that's one example. And one thing I will look into is what the secret sauce for making a viral TikTok is, and like how language plays into